Okay, perimeter. So perimeter is again linear measurement, so it's measuring straight lines, and this would be the boundary around an object. If you're looking at a house, it could be a measurement for skirting boards or a measurement for your, what do you call them, your little drains across the top, your gutters or something like that. Okay, so in the shape I've given you, it's nice and straightforward. You can see here that you're just going to add up the outside measurements. What you do need to remember is what these little symbols mean. That would show me that these two sides are the same measurement, and then looking at the other sides I can see they have the same little symbol, so they're also going to be the same measurement. So you'd be looking for that sort of information, and so that tells me that this will also be a 3 and this is also a 1. So when I want to get the perimeter, I'm just adding them up. So I've got 3 plus the 1 plus the 3 plus the 1, which would give me a perimeter of 8. I haven't told you what units they were, so you just record it as an 8. But if it was in centimetres, you'd record it as a centimetres. If it was metres, you'd record it as metres, and so on, with no power on those measurements. Now for a circle, the perimeter is called the circumference. And the circumference can be measured in 2 ways, depending on whether you're given the radius or whether you're given the diameter. Now hopefully you'll remember that the radius is that distance halfway across your circle, and your diameter is the measurement right across your circle. So look out for that. Most of the formulas that we'll use radius, but as a favourite little trick, they'll often give you the diameter, and you need to remember to halve it first of all to get the radius. So for circumference though, we can do it in 2 ways. So the first way, if we're given the diameter, we can just go pi times diameter. If we're given the radius, then we can go 2 times pi times r, because 2 times pi is basically just my diameter. Now, using algebra, if I know the circumference but I actually want to work out the diameter, then you can sort of just rearrange that equation, and that would tell you that to calculate the diameter, you get your circumference and you're going to divide it by pi. Or to get your radius, you're going to get your circumference and you're going to divide it by 2 times pi. Or if you've worked out your diameter, you can just divide that answer by 2. Arc lengths. Now an arc is basically this little bit along here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to do that one more time in another colour. So an arc is just the little sort of circular shaped bit on a wedge, if you like. So it's a part of a circle. The arc does not include the 2 little radius sections to the sides here. So if that asks you for the perimeter of the whole wedge, then you need to remember to add those 2 bits in afterwards. But if they ask you just to calculate the arc, then it's what I've denoted with this little L here. And that's what we're going to calculate first. So to get the length of the arc, basically you use the formula for the whole of a circle, or well, when I say the whole of a circle, for the perimeter of that circle. So if I wanted to get the entire circumference or perimeter of that circle, I'd go 2 times pi times r. But here, because I don't in fact have the whole perimeter of the circle, I've actually only got that little bit of the arc, I need to multiply that answer by what fraction of the circle I do have, and that's what this little bit here is. So the little symbol that I've got here, it's actually a Greek symbol theta. Looks like a recursive, a running writing O, if you like, but it's basically just your angle. So you find your angle, or if you're given your angle, you get your angle and you just divide it by 360 to tell you what fraction of the circle you've got. Timesing that by the measurement for the whole circumference will give you just that little arc. But as I say, don't forget, if they ask you for the perimeter of the whole shape, then once you've found that little arc, you also need to add on the 2 radius measurements, because we know that we're going to have those there and there. Now I should have put that also on my diagram, that these will be the same and their measurement will be the radius. Make sure you can read my writing. Okay, so let's do a couple of examples. Now, first of all, we've got a whole circle, so that's nice and easy. I can probably fit that working out to the side, so I'll just put it to the side of it here. So to get the circumference of the circle, my perimeter or circumference would be equal to pi times my diameter, which in this case, now we normally write it as pi d, but don't forget what we are doing when we write any 2 things together is multiplying. So this is pi times your 7, which will give me an answer of 21.99 if I just put that into my calculator. Now this question, however, did ask for me to give my answer to 1 decimal place. So they're also testing your ability to round. Now, because if I was going to stop to 1 decimal place, then generally I'm stopping at this point. So I then look at my next number to check whether my answer is going to go up or stay the same. If my answer is 5 or more, I must round the number I'm stopping at up. If it was 4 or less, then it would stay the same. In this case, being 9, I've got to bump this next number up, but because it's a 9, it's going to carry on into the next place, if you like. So I'm going to wind up with an answer of 22, and I'm going to put my 0.0 in there just to acknowledge that I have in fact done this one decimal business. So my final answer would be 22 centimetres. And again, don't forget to put your units on there, because you will get penalised in a test if you don't record your units. I'm just going to make my pen a bit skinnier because that's a bit chunky. Okay, so if we did the next one, in this instance we've been given, and again I'm going to make this one a little bit thinner too. Okay, in this instance what we've been given is the radius and not the whole diameter. So in this case we're going to convert to the other formula where we say that the circumference or perimeter of a circle is equal to 2 times pi times my radius. And so in this case it's 2 times pi times 4, and that would give me an answer of 25.13. I need to convert this to one decimal place, so 25 point, and I'm going to just stop there and talk you through it because so many people don't round well. So we're stopping, I'll make this really thin, we're stopping at the first decimal place, but we need to check the next one. And I really could have used a darker colour for you, couldn't I? We're checking the next one, which in this case is a 3. Now, if your next number, as I say, is 5 or more, then the number you're stopping at would go up. If it's less than 5, so if it's 4 or less, then it stays the same. So in this case, we're just going to keep it the same at 1. So this, my final answer would be 25.1 metres. Now, if I did the next one, here you can see that they've tried to trick us again. Make this a little bit fatter. So what we've got here, what we have to calculate is the area of this semicircle, if you like. Well, not the area, just the perimeter, sorry, the outside edge of that semicircle. But then we've got to also remember to add in this diameter across the bottom. So, not sure why I've lost my pen there. Okay, hang on, my thingy seems to have crashed a little.